Well, it's going to take a lot. The candidates on the debate stage tonight in Milwaukee are cumulatively bringing in less than a majority of support from the Republican electorate. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is the first choice of 14% of potential Republican primary voters, according to Morning Consult tracking, followed by Vivek Ramaswamy at 10%, Mike Pence at 6%, and a few others at 3% or less. So Trump, has a clear 58% majority of support. He is far and away the undisputed frontrunner. The fact that he is not going to be on the debate stage tonight probably presents more of a problem or a challenge for these other candidates than it does an opportunity. But whether they can make a leap in the polls or not will kind of depend on how well they manage that situation.
Cameron, before the last few months, or earlier on anyway, before he actually announced he was running, Ron DeSantis was billed as the biggest threat to Donald Trump. And yes, he is still number 2 in the race, but former President Trump has a very wide lead over him. Where has he faltered? Where has his campaign gone wrong? And what would it take from him to make strides tonight?
Well, I think there have been a few issues with his campaign, some on the organizational front, the way he's decided to kind of operate his campaign mainly out of his super PAC rather than an internal campaign apparatus has caused some problems. Obviously, from the beginning, his campaign kind of got off to an auspicious start with that kind of wonky introduction with Elon Musk on X, then known as Twitter. There were lots of technical problems with the feed, and obviously it contributed to a poor media narrative. But I think the biggest issue for Ron DeSantis has been that he was supposed to be this alternative to Trump, and he has not really taken on Trump in any significant way. He most often defends the former president's behavior or kind of legal troubles. And he kind of just looks like kind of a Trump light sort of situation. And what we've seen in our tracking in recent weeks is that Vivek Ramaswamy has benefited from this. He's up to 10% in our latest survey tracking, which is up from 1% or 0% when he launched his campaign. Meanwhile, DeSantis is down kind of a similar number. So really, the high point of DeSantis's candidacy, it looked like, was before he even got into the race. And there was a real question about whether he waited too long to get in.
A really interesting point. I want to get to the momentum behind Ramaswamy, but first I just want to ask you, what is the best hope if you're one of these other candidates on stage today? Are they all kind of hoping that maybe Trump actually does get convicted because of these multiple indictments and that they end up becoming the de facto frontrunner because Trump will be convicted?
Well, as it relates to the debate stage tonight, I think the expectations are a little bit different for those candidates like DeSantis or Ramaswamy. What success looks like is maybe taking a lot of the polling support that all these other candidates have on the stage and kind of just, starting to build that coalition while still representing a minority of the GOP electorate at this point, would provide the kind of platform to kind of go on and try to chip away at Trump's grip on that majority of voters. For some of these other candidates who are polling at 1% or 3%, I think any momentum they would consider a success coming out of this debate. It leaves the big question: is there anything that these non-Trump candidates can do to win, obviously based on a number of outside factors. But I think it's hard to look at the GOP primary picture at this point and see anyone other than former President Trump being the nominee in 2024.
Yeah, but